Hi guys and welcome to another Thoughtscapes. Today I'm going to talk about my favourite YouTubers. I just want to thank a subscriber of mine who suggested this as a video because I was really struggling with what to record this week. So cool. Yeah, before we start, could you do me a favour? Yeah, could you just hit the subscribe button if you want to see more of this content. Also, like it if you like this content, you like the suggestions that I made, and comment down below your favourite YouTubers. I want to broaden my repertoire. If there's any YouTubers that I don't know about that I should know about, put it down there and I will definitely check it out. But yeah, let's just crack on with the video before I ramble. Okay, before I start listing out my favourite YouTubers, I do want to put out a disclaimer, okay? Sharing your favourite YouTubers to the world is basically sharing your algorithms. It's personal because it's an insight into a little bit about me and how my mind works and how I choose to spend my time, but I'm not going to apologise for the person that I am. I'm confident enough to tell you that there are some really strange, odd ones in there, but I hope you appreciate them. I hope that they broaden your eyes and that they might interest you too. You never know, you might discover, and actually this is the beauty of this platform, you discover things that you never knew you would have had an interest in until you found them on YouTube. Yeah, one day you might be going through these random YouTube suggestions or recommendations. You click on it because it's got a very alluring title, or it's like straight up clickbait. You click on it and you're literally submerged into this world that you never even thought existed, and now all about that life. Could be really strange. I mean, I'm a geek. What can I say? Like, there's some weird ones in there, so you've been warned. Also, obviously, because I do YouTube myself, I'm a bit of a stylistic magpie, and you might notice that if you start looking into the videos or these channels that I suggest, I've taken inspiration from them and cherry-picked things that I like that I've incorporated into my style of editing, my style of videoing, my style of communicating to you guys. Just look out for that, and actually it'd be really interesting if you could comment down below if you spotted things in these channels that you have seen me directly magpie. I want to see if you can spot them. KathleenLights, I love this girl. We've been going strong for about 2 years solid. She's a beauty vlogger. She is one of the fastest growing stars of the YouTube beauty community. She has over 3 million followers and she's a young girl. She's 25. She's got a good head on her shoulders, and I'm down for this chick.
I can't answer the phone right now. I'm filming a video.
And the funny thing about it is we have virtually nothing in common. The only thing that I can relate to, she has dry skin and I have very dry skin, especially living in the climate that I do. The air here just sucks the moisture out of my skin. It is just ugh. And that's how I was led to her channel. There was this cream that I wanted to buy. She was a person who had reviewed it, and I didn't just stop at that review. I literally binged like, I don't know, 10. The way she just describes how things feel, how things smell, how it works. I trust her opinion. But that's a funny thing, we're not even the same skin color. We have different hair, we have different color eyes. Aesthetically we look very, very different, and I don't buy any of the products save for the stuff that she talks about on skin. I just like to watch her because I like what she says, I like how she delivers it, and she's gorgeous. I can't take my eyes off of her. Kathleen is just such a genuine person, and to really understand whether someone on YouTube is genuine, it has to be their lifestyle. They have to have a consistent message and a consistent personality. It's so hard to fake it. Now I take that back because it is easy to fake it, but I just trust her, and that's the reason why people want to tune into you. I put her on because I can relax. Just the way she is, the way she presents herself, it's like she's a friend and she's just talking to you. I can literally be doing chores and put her on in the background and she just soothes me. She's someone that you want to be around. She has that aura where you just gravitate towards her. She's a little bit of a weirdo. She's definitely a geek. She's a homebody, and she's such a scaredy cat. Like, this girl has anxiety. She's scared of everything. She hates coming out of her house, like literally like to the nth degree. So funny, like this juxtaposition, because she's out on YouTube being very dynamic, but actually she has insecurities and she's very open about that, which is so nice because whenever someone shares a vulnerability, it endears people to them, and that's what she's done to me. She's sucked me in, and like, despite all her insecurities, she still managed to make a success of herself on YouTube, being herself. And I think that is the most positive message that I have taken away from following her over the past 2 years. I've seen her grow so much as a YouTuber, as a businesswoman, as as a person that it's ridiculous. Like, she's an inspiration to me. She really is. And I don't know if you guys have heard, if you follow her already, there was a scandal about Kathleen and it was connected to Jaclyn Hill because Jaclyn Hill had Snapchatted something that Kathleen had said, which was very, very controversial. It was blasted on social. Look, do the research yourself if you're interested. I think it's super clickbait. My opinion is I still like her, I respect her. She dealt with it like a boss. She held her hand up, which a lot of YouTubers don't. And by the way, I'm going to call some of these beauty vloggers out because I know that with Kathleen, her review is completely unbiased. I don't question whether she's affiliated or sponsored. Like, she could be sponsored, but I know what she's talking about is how she feels. Whereas with some of these other beauty vloggers, their reviews and their opinions are biased. They are in it for the money. That's what they chase. She doesn't really network. She doesn't collab too much. She's not all about that YouTuber life. It can suck you into a hole. There are so many beauty vloggers who have had mental breakdowns in front of the whole world because of what this industry has done to them. I hope she never heads into that direction, but I don't think she is because I think she's very grounded. Check her out. She's cool. She's so cool. It's Judy's Life. Now, this is a vlogging family comprised of Judy, who's the mom, Benji, who's the husband, and their 3 kids who are all under the age of 5, so they're a handful. Ow! I was going through a breakup a couple of years ago and my escape was makeup. I would just submerge myself in makeup tutorials, and one of the people that I came across was Judy, and her makeup channel is called It's Judy Time. And then I caught on to the fact that she had a daily vlog, and at that point she just got married to Benji, and I've literally been following this family for 4 years. I've seen them conceive their first child. Like, I didn't actually see the process. No, that's awkward. It went through the process. Like, they found out they were pregnant, then she had the baby, then like Juliana's first steps. It's at this point where I've been following them for so long, and yeah, I must admit that sometimes it can get a bit monotonous because it's simply their life, and they do daily vlogs as well. 70% of the time it is them just vlogging at home, them interacting as husband and wife, them trying to raise their young children. So in a roundabout way, the reason I've stuck around is because they're more like family now. It's so part of my routine to watch them. It's just like catching up with family and what they've done in the day or the week. That's how I feel towards them. It's not necessarily that they have very gripping vlogs all the time. What's really cool about it is a glimpse into what a YouTube family life is like and how they make money off of YouTube. They get sponsored by like Disney, Johnson & Johnson. Like, there's some big boy brands that the behind the scenes too. You get glimpses of that and you kind of start to understand how it works for them. What I like about them is, again, and I think this is a general thread that runs through channels that I follow on YouTube, which is authenticity. Whenever I find someone that I feel is authentic and I trust, I'm with you 100%. I'm down for you. That's why I'm loyal to this channel. Al Jazeera English. I love documentaries. I completely just gobble documentaries. And Al Jazeera, for me, has produced some of the most thought-provoking, unique and relevant documentaries that's out there. Al Jazeera is not one of your mainstream media channels. It always provides a different angle to things, topics that you will not normally see on TV, with opinions and perspectives that aren't usually expressed.
The government of Trinidad and Tobago was overthrown.
It's just so fresh in its insight. It's great reporting, done very well, and gives you a variety of topics from current affairs to history to culture to new technology and innovation. And it's also just a really good alternative to your more mainstream channels for documentaries like Discovery, the History Channel, BBC, National Geo. And in general, if you like documentaries, then YouTube is a great source of documentaries. Literally any topic you can think about, I bet you YouTube has a documentary about it. Abby Pollock, she is a fitness guru, businesswoman. She's young as well. I think she's 22 maybe.
Do you need to do HIIT to lose fat?
I came across her channel because I was researching exercises that I can do at the gym to grow your glutes. The thing that differentiates Abby from everyone else is that she has a scientific background, and that shines through in her videos. She literally goes into the science of why specific exercises or eating patterns or protocols will work for you.
Glucose tolerance decreased in women, but not in men.
A lot of these fitness models show you how things are done. I doubt they even know the science behind behind it. It's just what they have been told or coached to do. And she does research. She reads white papers, scientific publications, so that she can understand whether it's true or not, and she gives you an unbiased opinion. She's not going to sugarcoat things. If she thinks that a study is not trustworthy or you can only trust it to a certain extent, she'll say that. I like to understand the science behind why doing A will equal B. Her background is a mechanical engineer, so you know she's got smarts. She's got a banging body. She's a great businesswoman. She's just the definition of brains and beauty. She's really open about the struggles that she's gone through physically, emotionally, mentally through her career. Even talks about how she gets episodes of binging, huge fluctuations of being really good at cutting for competitions and then having slip-ups and binging herself to the point where she throws up. This is crazy, and she's being real and she's being honest. It's nice to hear from someone who, on the face of it, has everything locked down. She struggles herself. You have to respect that. This is one of those channels where I'm like, should I say it, should I not? Because it is literally like coming from left field. I don't know whether you would have expected this from me. Maybe you would, because I've always said that I'm a geek. Primitive technology. Sometimes I watch really random vids. I came across this channel through Facebook. It had literally millions of views. This guy out in the middle of nowhere making a mud hut from the most basic things. The premise of it is how you would make things, how you would live if you were back in the Stone Age. It's like a time lapse of how he made it. It's crazy. And as part of it, he does other videos like primitive cooking, making weapons, making clay pottery. I'm laughing as I'm saying this because I know how ridiculous it sounds. It's the most random thing to watch. Not even to watch, but I'm telling you guys, it's like one of my favorite channels. Like, oh man. I enjoy it because there's no audio as well. And I like that sometimes. When I'm trying to get to bed, sometimes I like to just put something that's soothing, but I don't really necessarily want to listen to too much. You gotta check out ASMR, Google it. This is perfect for me because I'll put it on and I'll watch him doing the things that he's doing. He's not talking, which is great, and I'll fall asleep to it because it's soothing, it's relaxing, like just watching him like make mud bricks. So like, it's so ridiculous. Weaving like a leaf roof or like making a hammock. I gotta move on. It's amazing to watch the amount of dedication this guy has to his craft, making things out of bare essentials like earth, wood, water. Just have to respect that grind. Elena Genevinne, okay.
This party was a fucking catfish.
Here's another one that I'm very hesitant of letting you know about, my guilty pleasure, and I'm just gonna say it right now. I get sucked into these whole transgender journeys, M to F, FTM. I cannot relate whatsoever, but that is the crazy thing about it. It sheds light on a completely different world to where I'm coming from. I like her in particular because she's vibrant. She's going through this transition phase. She does beauty and lifestyle too. I think when she first started, she was doing a lot of beauty stuff, wigs and makeup, and I think that's how I found her, because at that time as well I was really into the makeup thing. But now I more so follow her for her lifestyle. Like, she's 19, she's always on Tinder, she's always going on dates, she's always telling her horror stories about being transgender and going on these dates and dating older men. It's unfiltered.
I'm going to admit it's pretty illegal.
This is her life, this is how she's gonna live it, and that boldness I admire, because I would like to have more of that in my life. I would want to be a bit more bold and just be like, I don't care what anyone thinks. If we were the same age, I would want to be her friends. I would want to hang out with her. I live vicariously through her.
It's a match, sweetie.
She's so cool and like crazy and like quirky and bomb. She's bossing it. She's cool. It's a bit of a weird one, yeah. Transgenders. I love all of that kind of stuff. The amount of hours I've spent watching transition videos is ridiculous. MazeLee.
Okay, so do you want to go see houses today?
MazeLee is another family vlogging channel. I mean, it might seem like I'm obsessed with these family vlogging channels, but I only follow 2 or 3. I only found this one recently, but when I came across it, I was blown away. A few things, right? This is a multiracial family. Elena, which is the mom, and she is of African heritage. Joe, who's the dad, who is Korean American, and their 6 children. Yeah, 6, and they're my age, early 30s. There's the multiracial aspect of their channel, but there's also the fact that they are amazing quality videos. They're like watching mini movies. When you normally see family vlogs, they're very, I'm going to use the word haphazard, but not, but they're literally like taking the camera around and just vlogging it, blah, 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 blah. But these guys, they direct their videos. There's a proper production about it, and the quality, it's just amazing.
The mother of her 6 wonderful children.
Their 6 kids are a mix of all sorts of different ethnicities. I really like how faith and culture is a big component of their vlogs, and through that they have such a strong sense of identity. They don't deviate from that. You know exactly what they're about, and I think that's why they've gained such a strong following over the past couple of years. And what I admire is I often question where the heck do they get the time to make mini movies like that to such a professional degree and quality whilst raising 6 children. And they also have their own side projects. So Elena is trying to get her PhD at the same time, and Joe is trying to launch a clothing line, all amongst other things as well. Like, I'm sure they have all sorts of different side projects too. For the fact that they're so humble and their kids are so intelligent, well behaved, well mannered, kudos to them. They're doing something right with the way they're parenting their kids and the way they're balancing trying to do this YouTube thing. That's their main source of income, and that's their career. Okay, the geeky side of me is coming out again. NativLang or NativLang, I don't know how they pronounce it.
Look at Tech Maya have no word for before or after.
It's a language channel. This channel is definitely not for everyone because it's very niche. The only people who will ever be interested in it are people who like languages, words, and the history behind words. And I'm laughing again because it's just a weird one. That's something that's quirky and niche about me. I love language. I love all aspects of language. Different languages, tones, the etymology, the history, the evolution of language. Like, I'm such a geek about language, accents, those things. So when I came across NativLang, it was right up my street. Subscribe straight away, binge 20 videos, and I love it. It gives you a history of words, how they were originally composed, how they've evolved to the words or the language or the phrases that we use today. For example, I recently watched a video about how English is a hybrid. It's just got so many different influences of languages, Germanic, the Romantic languages. It's a hodgepodge of different influences that make up the English language. It was a video about how the core of modern day English is Germanic, and that if we translated the English that we use now to Old Germanic, which they spoke in England a couple of 100 years ago, we would still, now in this present day, be able to understand at least 70% of Germanic Old English, which I thought was really amazing. It's closer to German, and yet most of it we would still be able to understand through our understanding of modern day English. I can see some of you are already switching off. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna move on. Yo, where my foodies at? Munchies. Yeah, where my foodies at?
$2,400 gold pizza.
Munchies are like mini episodes of different food, different areas, different restaurants, different price ranges, different types of cuisine, different settings. It's produced really well, high quality. The reporting is really great. It just goes into so much breadth. It's not depth with this channel. They just review different food from all sorts of places around the world. One of them that I watched recently was literally what a traditional Iranian dinner would look like. Presenter went to this old couple's house and was literally just watching and interviewing them making a traditional Iranian meal. And it was really simple. It was just one presenter, one cameraman. After they made the meal, they sat down and they ate it. There was nothing extravagant about it. But that's also a great thing about Munchies, is that their production can go to some extreme lengths where they do very experimental stuff with food.
Very fancy.
It's so diversified, and I like that because I like to know about different foods, different attitudes and backgrounds behind certain foods. You know what I can liken it to? Munchies is like the Vox of like food channels. You know how Vox is very relevant, millennial, it's very interesting, it's diverse. Anyone who's like a millennial who likes food will take up with Munchies and run with it. And I know I said 10, but please forgive me. I really have to talk about this one because I've spent the past 3 hours watching this channel. It's called The Skin Deep.
And I was like, wow.
And it is stories about relationships, emotions, love, the human connection. And it's such a simple concept. There are two people in a room. They sit opposite each other and they ask each other very thought-provoking, mainly loaded questions.
Describe the time you felt most alone in our relationship.
Whenever I watch it, it's so heavy in terms of emotions. It's not the type of channel that you go to if you want to veg out. It will elicit some kind of emotion in you. Such weighty content, it's so emotional, but I like that once in a while. I like to feel like emotions. I like to empathize. I like to understand why people do the things they do, why people are screw ups, why people are so brave, why people are selfless. Just out of a simple interview between two people, these things come out.
You felt trapped having kids.
And for some of these ones, I'm literally bawling my eyes out because I'm filled with so much emotion about people that I don't even know, but the way that they approach it and the honesty about it, there's something magical because that's captured through this channel. You're kind of like a fly on the wall. You get a glimpse into these people's minds, their insecurities, their relationship, the dynamics of them. You wouldn't normally get that in your day-to-day unless you watch something like this. That's where it exposes the human condition to you and the essence of being a human being. How we as a species are both extremely flawed but also extremely brilliant at the same time. I'm gonna say it again, it's about the honesty, and when you first start watching one of these videos, you will never ever be able to predict how these people answer the questions and the reactions that they would get. You can't even predict how you're gonna feel after the end of the video because it is so raw and it is so honest and it is so heavy. Like, oh my days, I'm getting a bit emotional right now just thinking about some of the stories. It's amazing. If you like to feel things, interested about people, interested about relationships and dynamics, I think everyone should watch at least one video because it's thought-provoking and it will challenge you in your attitudes on certain things as well, and the decisions that you've made in your life and how you've treated other people. You can relate to some of these stories. That's the magical thing about it. Okay, cool. I hope you guys have enjoyed my suggestions of YouTube channels. Again, hit the like button if you liked any or all of these suggestions. Subscribe if you like the content, and also please comment down below any YouTube channels that you think I should be checking out based on what I've revealed to you, or even just some of those wild cards that you think. I'm just gonna put it out there, maybe she will like it. I am always scanning YouTube. I have a channel on YouTube, obviously, so it's not just for entertainment purposes. I do it for research purposes as well. Share with me some of the content that I should be checking out. Keep giving me suggestions on video topics that you want me to do, and I will certainly try and accommodate to all your suggestions. Thank you very much, guys, and I will see you in my next video. Yeah, my subscribers. Yikes. Anyway, is it vicarious? Tenacious. YouTube is a great... Oh dear.